Welcome everybody to the final act of the Socially Distant Tour. I'm Dustin Owens, lead singer, songwriter, and guitar player for the currently dormant Woolly Boogers, and I'm coming to you this time, 7 months since our last video, from the playroom here at my house, the center of creativity, so I thought that would be an appropriate spot. We're going to kick things off here with a tune from DeMent. Everybody is wondering what and where we all came from. And everybody is worried about where we're gonna go when the whole thing's done. But no one knows for certain, and so it's all the same to me. I think I'll just let the mystery be. They say once you're gone forever. Some say we're gonna come back. Some say we'll rest in the arms of the Savior if in sinful ways you lack. And some say we're coming back in a garden full of carrots and little sweet peas. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Everybody is wondering what and where we all came from. Everybody is worried about where we're gonna go when the whole thing's done. No one knows for certain, and so it's all the same to me. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Some say we're going to a place called glory, and I ain't saying it ain't a fact. They say that I'm on the road to purgatory, and I don't like the sound of that. Well, I believe in love and I live accordingly. I just choose to let the mystery be. Everybody is wondering what and where we all came from. Everybody is worried about where we're gonna go when the whole thing's done. No one knows for certain, and so it's all the same to me. I think I'll just let the mystery be. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Let the Mystery Be by DeMent. Appreciate the request there from my buddy Garrett. You might remember that song. It was the intro song to The Leftovers, and we both, not together, but at the same time watched the first episode of that show and had never heard the song before, and months later we're talking about it, and I think, for me at least, I can't speak for Garrett, but I love that tune because I feel like it more accurately represents my outlook on life and God and religion than any gospel song that I've ever heard in my life. So, beautiful tune, and in these uncertain times, I thought it would be a very appropriate tune to start out with. So, speaking of uncertain times, it's been a really long time since I talked to you folks. 7 months, according to YouTube. I've had quite a lot go on in that 7 months. So, when I was recording the videos before, I was working limited hours at my job because of COVID, and after that, I went back and went back and worked full time for a while, and then Lucy actually contracted COVID, and so that put me into quarantine. I came back home with her, and my kids went to my parents' house, and so Lucy was out for 10 days with COVID and mild to moderate symptoms. You know, it wasn't enough to be dangerous, but it was enough for her to be miserable and not being able to see our kids. And then once Lucy got out of quarantine, which was 10 days after her symptoms, I had to stay in for 14 days. And so I never got sick. I had feelings of guilt because I didn't. And I got really depressed. And you'd think with that much time on my hands that I would be creative or get things done or work on the Good Stewards as we talked about before, or start a business or 1,000 other things to have close to a month, like 3 weeks off, but most of it was just spent sleeping on the couch and unmotivated and dealing with, I think, depression. And it was a really tough stretch. There were some songs and stuff that did come out of it, but I certainly didn't feel motivated to make a video. And once I got back out, it was full speed ahead. It was so much other stuff and uncertainty. But I feel like the songs were good. And so, socially distant tour, what better to play it than to play a couple of them. So, this next song here, Water Finds Its Way. Doesn't need any more preamble. I'll just play it. You can hide behind a mask, behind a screen, behind a casket, curse your neighbors as they're walking down the street. Paint shadows on the walls, run naked down the halls, ball your fists, stomp and spit and smash your feet. You can hide inside your head or crawl beneath the bed, hold your breath and try not to make a sound. You can change your name to Job, don a scapular and robe, and pray what goes around don't come around. But times change, water finds its way, no one can hope to stand against the tide, and heaven help the fool who tries. You can kiss me in a week, please don't mumble when you speak. It's hard enough to hear you sobbing through the walls. We'll get through this somehow, look back some years from now, say we're stronger than we realized after all. We'll plant a garden in the spring, build a birdhouse by the swing, and a sunflower teepee for the kids. We'll quit our 9-to-5s, reinvigorate our minds, and trust that it'll work out in the end. 'Cause times change, water finds its way, no one can hope to stand against the tide, and heaven help the fool who tries. They don't make them like they used to, except for hypocrites and voodoo, and rubber bands and mouse traps and bad advice. Though our fears have different names, we stand and face them all the same, and try to build from ashes something nice. And pray to God what happened once won't happen twice. 'Cause times change, water finds its way, no one can hope to stand against the tide, and heaven help the fool who tries. Water finds its way. Yes, it does. Through all these uncertainties and issues with our jobs, issues with the society and the world, we had to make a lot of decisions. And hardest decisions to make are the ones that don't seem to have a good choice. Most of the biggest decisions in life, that's the kind of decisions they are. And we've been faced with them one after another this year. Obviously, going back to work, and then it's time for the kids to go to school. We weren't confident in what was happening at the school district, and we'd already had that experience with COVID, and the idea of going back into quarantine just seemed absolutely horrible. And fortunately, Lucy has the ability to work from home remotely with her side job, so she left her regular job and started picking up classes and doing that so she could homeschool the kids. And we found a homeschool curriculum. She's done a phenomenal job, but it's been tough. She stays with the kids and works with the kids all day and teaches classes all night. I'm gone for most of the day. I work in retail, so I'm being exposed to people on a daily basis. And then you're working harder than you ever have, and we're still suffering the financial consequences. And there hasn't been any more help, government-wise since the beginning. It's a shame to have to rely on that, but sometimes you do. And speaking of choices that we make, we all chose a new president, a presidential election in the middle of this year in this pandemic, and the social upheaval that's going on, and we have no idea what we're doing. We have no idea. And the only thing that you can do is do the best to make the most informed decision that you can, and then take a leap of faith. And so, if you're going to have to take a leap of faith, you better trust your cape. 8 years old with a flour sack cape tied all around his neck. Climbed up onto the garage, he was figuring what the heck. Screwed his courage up so tight the whole thing come unwound. Took a running start and bless his heart, he went tumbling to the ground. Well, he's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. So spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your cape. He's all grown up with a flour sack cape tied all around his dreams. He's full of piss and vinegar, he's bursting at the seams. He licked his finger and he checked the wind, man, it's gonna be do or die. He wasn't scared of nothing, boys, he's pretty sure he could fly. Well, he's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. So spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your cape. He's old and gray with a flour sack cape tied all around his head. He still climbs up onto the garage, and he will be till he's dead. And folks that know, they're always telling him, man, you're acting like a kid. He did not know he could not fly, so he did. Well, he's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. So spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your cape. Well, he's one of those who knows that life is just a leap of faith. So spread your arms and hold your breath, and always trust your cape. Always trust your cape. The Cape by Guy Clark. Guy Clark's one of my absolute favorite songwriters, and I lost a lot of my heroes this year. Guy Clark wasn't one of them. He passed away a few years ago, but John Prine and Jerry Jeff Walker. Even more. I know there's folks I'm not even thinking about right off the top of my head, but it's been tough to see them go kind of in lumps like this, and the way the pandemic has affected everything. And you think of some of these guys, there's a whole big thing with Jason Isbell and Amanda Shires sending their CMA awards back because no attention was paid to John Prine and Billy Joe Shaver, Jerry Jeff Walker, and I understand that. Like, it's hard to look at it and kind of see where music is at and how music works. You've got folks like Jason and Amanda that are hugely popular, but they're still not really like broken into any kind of mainstream. I don't know. I've been kind of going back and forth on what I'm going to do musically moving forward. Honestly, this remote stuff is better for me anyway. I don't really have a lot of interest in going out with just my guitar and playing live. The last experience I had, I played something like 17 out of 20 were covers versus originals, playing solo, and during the set break, the bar owner came over and was like, "Why don't you play some stuff we know?" I don't know if it's just I'm out of touch or what. I listened to a lot of old recordings here recently that I found in a jump drive, and was pretty horrified. I saw Michael Stipe's Song Exploder be just as horrified, and his stuff sounds amazing, so I don't know, but it seems terrible to me, and I just wonder if I've used up all of my goodwill just being so bullheaded and going out so early in my career. And I don't want to go do anything. I want to be around with my kids. I've enjoyed my garden this year. I'm having issues with arthritis in my fingers too, and that's really scary. And I do miss playing with a band, but more than anything, I want to record a record. But anyway, just playing music is a thing that I do. I'm a musician, and I'll do it with my kids, and I'll do it myself, and I'll probably write songs forever. But considering myself in any way a professional musician is a thing I can quit. And I haven't been able to quit ever. As soon as I think about doing it, then I come up with a new album or whatever that is I'm going to do, or try to put together another band. And I feel like this is going to be a recurring theme for most of my life. But certainly going through all this, and it's something that I've been thinking a lot about. I mean, there's really just the sheer possibility that I'm just not really that great, right? Like, it means a lot to me, and I've worked really hard at it. But as far as any kind of popular appeal, it doesn't really matter. And I'd rather just put this stuff on YouTube and let 20 or 30 people watch it that really enjoy it than to go out and try to get paid to do it and then get judged. What was it Nick Cave said? This isn't a horse race, and my muse isn't a horse, something along those lines. So anyway, this song kind of came from that. It's another one I wrote. I've been fiddling with for a while. But I kind of polished it up and finished it off and came up with the finger picking during my quarantine. This is one, you might want to muff the kids' ears. I drop a curse word here in the first verse, and I've debated on the title. The title might be Hand of God, but it also might be Two Shits. So that'll just kind of tell you what's coming in the first verse. After the first verse, it's pretty clean. But can't really do the song without it. It's the hook, right? Anyway, this is Two Shits. Alright, so in the perfect representation of exactly what I was just talking about, my phone crapped out on me right as I got started on that tune. So the most common feedback that I've gotten about these videos is that they're too long, which is exactly what you want to hear from your fans. We would like less of you. But anyway, maybe they're right. So we'll try to get through these next two, and we're going to clean up the title. This is now Hand of God. Guess I'll head on down the road a ways. Nothing left to do, nothing left to prove, nothing left to say. Wouldn't give two shits anyway. Guess I'll head on down the road. I guess I tried to do my best most days. Too stubborn to leave, too numb to grieve, too dumb to pray. It wouldn't have made any difference anyway. At least I tried to do my best. I traded all in for a song and some rowdy friends that'll sing along, or a night out neath the stars to witness the hand of God rest my weary heart. Guess I'll take care of myself this time. Reconnect with friends and let the wounded mend. Find a place that's mine. No one alive can say I didn't try. Try to take care of myself. This ain't the time or place for me, my friend. Many open eyes, too many righteous cries, too many rules to bend. I need to learn to love myself again. This ain't the time or place for me. I traded all in for a song and some rowdy friends that'll sing along, or a night out neath the stars to witness the hand of God rest my weary heart. Wizard's hands up to the sky were raised. In the blink of an eye we all started to cry as the pact was made. Then we all began to levitate with our hands up to the sky. That one's Hand to God. Alright, so I just griped and complained this whole video. This is the last of the socially distant tour videos. And I don't know, it all seems so dire, but that's not my personality, is to face this and just be bummed out about it. My personality is to get it all off my chest for sure. So that's what I'm doing here. But it's also to stare into it with defiance, regardless of what what we're facing, whether it's plague and economic strife and social unrest and political upheaval and depression and the virus itself, and not being with your friends and family and with your kids. No matter what we face, sometimes the best response we can have is just to defy anything that will try to hold us down and hold us back, even if you look at it in a cynical way, and you realize just how useless the whole thing is. And so, with that in mind, this next song has kind of been my anthem over the course of the year, because by God, I'm going to make it through this year if it kills me. This is by the Mountain Goats. They also have one of the absolute best records that I've heard in a long time out right now. I highly recommend you go listen to it. But this one's called This Year, from the album Sunset Tree by the Mountain Goats. Broke free on a Saturday morning, put the pedal to the floor, headed north on Mills Avenue, listen to the engine roar. With a broken house behind me and good things ahead, girl named Kathy wants a little of my time. 6 cylinders underneath the hood, scratching and kicking. Aha, listen to that engine whine. I'm gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I'm gonna make it through this year if it kills me. Played video games in a drunken haze. I was 17 years young. Hurt my knuckles punching the machines. Taste of Scotch rich on my tongue. Then Kathy showed up and we hung out, trading swigs from a bottle, all bitter and clean, locking eyes, holding hands, twin high maintenance machines. I'm gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I'm gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I drove home in the California dust. Well, I could feel the alcohol inside of me hum. Pictured the look on my stepfather's face, ready for the bad things to come. I downshifted as I pulled into the driveway, the engine whining out, stuck in second gear. The scene ends badly, as you might imagine, in a cavalcade of anger and fear. There will be feasting and dancing in Jerusalem this year. I'm gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I'm gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I'm gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I'm gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I'm gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I'm gonna make it through this year if it kills me.